What was it like growing up with your father as a tabla player and guru?
Namaskar. Thanks for being here with my friend John Wubenhorst and with the Facing East group. My father, he's first my teacher, and then he's my father. And basically, it's very hard to be with the teacher because my father is very demanding. And I got inspired by my brother, Samrat Kakkeri, because he used to take more interest in Savan all the time. And then later on, I used to see him, and then always my dad used to tell me, okay, you are not ready yet. You are not ready yet. And then like I didn't understood what is he trying to tell me. So later on, I got to know, watching the teaching going on between the brother and my father. So I'm learning already. So by the time I turned, but I was playing too. It's not that I was not playing. I was playing, but the talim was not started. Talim in the perfect training. But once he started, then it's like amazing. So sometimes he used to come in the middle of night after the concert and wake me up. Okay, learn this composition. So and then my brother used to practice whole night. That's another thing. It's 24/7. You're listening the music, and the artists are coming at home, and especially from Karnataka, because the South India. So a lot of great vocal singers. There are a lot of like Mallikarjun Mansoor and Gangubai Hangal and all these people like Bhimshan Joshi. So Abdul Karim Khan Sahab also, and then those second generation disciples used to come to our home, and then my dad used to accompany it. So it's basically hand in hand. You're learning accompaniment techniques and listening to the rag and everything, and then the tabla is also going on because my father learned from Ustad Sheikh Daud Khan Sahab and legendary tabla player. Every tabla player knows Khan Sahab name. We called Baba, and it's very interesting. So how the Relas, Kaidas, Mukdas, it's like so much, especially Farkabad Gharana. When they talk about Gharana, Farkabad, there's a lot of techniques involved in it, and Gat, Mukda, Chakradar, Rela. So it's a different thing. And then later on he exposed us to listen to other ustads also after like 10 years of training, like Nizamuddin Khan Sahab or Tarak Maha Sahab, all these great maestros. So that's the experience I would love to tell.
What's been your interaction with Western music, and how do you relate to Western music and jazz and Western classical music? How is that for you, learning that?
Oh, that's a good question. See, when I was growing up in India, we know only Michael Jackson at the time. Seriously, I didn't have any idea about what is West. I mean, it's a little bit here and there we used to listen some music, but in 2005 I came for Kathak conference, and then I met John Wubenhorst, and staying with him for a long time. I just spent like a year with him. Oh my gosh. And then I said, jazz is a big subject. I have to go all over again. I mean, it's a whole different culture. You have to feel that dun, 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 because basically it's all offbeat if you see it. But in India, everything is on beat more majorly. So I was looking for one all the time. It's so hard to get there. But later on, how much I started listening, and then John introduced me to Miles Davis, Chick Corea, John Coltrane, all this. Okay, you have to listen to this weather report, all these things, which we used to do tour. Go to East Coast or West Coast. So all the time he's playing the music, different genre, So that's how I feel that jazz is a very close to Indian music, if you see like that. Raga basis and improvisation, not on just one thing. The theme is same, but they are going and taking risk and coming back. So whereas Indian music is also very close like that. The theme is fixed, and then the rag afterwards, you just go into it. You just soak in it, and then you create some new dimensions and come back to the theme. So it's very close, jazz and Indian music.
So how do you rate playing with like Eric, who's playing a electronic drum, and Jason, who's playing electric bass? You didn't grow up playing with these instruments.
Yes, no, I didn't. First of all, when Eric, I saw his drum, it was amazed. Like, what kind of drum is this? It's like, and it has got everything, and it has got tabla sound too. So it was fun to watch that drum, and it's so amazing and so adaptability. I mean, to say you can play all the tabla notes, the highs, and it is so. I mean, to say, I think even in India, no one knows about these drums, seriously. And I think it's now the time has come to go to India and show this music, you know. And then about Jason, my gosh, it's so awesome to see him to play that, you know, especially that they can get the depthness, because I feel that the bass is like more, you know, surbhar instrument, and it's just really good for the alap portion. And if you just do some alap on it, like how in Facing East Steve Zerlin did it also on Marwa, if you see it, it's so awesome, you know. And I think it's a great group to be with, and the learning process is always there, and better to be student all the time.
And who are some of your influences in the classical Indian music tabla world?
First of all, I would love to say my father, Samrat Kakkeri ji. And yes, definitely the second will be our Dada Ustad, Sheikh Daud Khan Sahab. And then later on, my favorite tabla players like Ahmad Jan Terakwan Sahab, one of the doyens of the tabla in the world. Everyone knows his name. And I think even in coming centuries also, no tabla player can born like that. And there's so much depth about that instrument. Oh my gosh. It's a great tabla player. And then Daud Sahab was also like that, because the depthness is there. Like once you listen, you won't understand anything. Second time you listen, you get something out of it. Third time, you get something. So it goes deeper and deeper. So always I've been influenced by these great tabla players, and Nizamuddin Khan Sahab, which I my favorite tabla player too. Because what happens is their subtleties, small techniques, or even small words, it's so important. Like example, if I say dha din din da dha din din da din din da traka din din da, everyone plays this. But the beauty of it, they play dha din din da din din da tigda tigda da tigda da tigda tigda da din din da. The beauty of it. So they are decorating and then they understand the vocal or instrument, whichever the instrument they are playing, rag and sensitivity, and what bowl needs to be fixed in it. So I think I influenced by my father, Sheikh Daud Khan Sahib, and Ahmad Jan Terakwan Sahib, Nizamuddin Khan Sahib, and there are a lot of maestros too. It's a beginning of the names, but there are a lot of tabla players. So
now, being that you're from Hyderabad, which is partly in the south of India, what's your relationship with South Indian music?
Oh, that's a good question actually. I like that because my dad, when he was a lecturer in Tyagaraja Music College, so they had both Carnatic and Hindustani. So always they used to discuss about the mridangam player used to come and the tabla player, and then we are sitting there, and then they're challenging each other with the calculation. Okay, what is the tagimpo? You can do a chakradar, or you can do something. So always they are questioning, and then okay, it's very easy. My teacher's like, okay, I'll show you. So always there was a Carnatic guy and a Hindustani is there in the music college itself. And my father always said that go and learn Carnatic too, because he said that that's very important to understand. And then I went to in the same music college. His name is Rajgopalachari, and then I went and sat with him just to learn the vocal recitation. It's hard because tabla language is different. It seems similar. Who doesn't know, but who knows, it's completely whole different tongue twisting. Even being in Hindustani music, you've been learning all these bowls or syllables. You have to go and learn completely again. It's like a whole, like you come to jazz and you're learning everything. It's the same thing. South Indian is completely different from the North. In a rag wise also, and then improvisation So a lot of, but you know, the great maestros like Uday Shankarji or Ravi Shankarji, who made the collaboration between the South and North, you know, and then it plays a vital role nowadays. All the tabla players, they in the olden days there was no any similar. No one used to play the bowls, but now if you see it, everyone adapted Carnatic music, and then majorly you see a lot of influence. Nowadays they mix even dance too. So dance, and you know, it's good to be knowing both sides. It's like learning a new language.
And how do you like the Facing East music? The music that you're playing with this group, is it sort of you feel it has a lot of the Indian influences, but also all the new influences for you, I guess, with the jazz?
Oh yeah, see, it took me a while. When I was playing with Facing East, when I started, my friend John always tell that, oh, you're missing something. I said, what is he talking about? This is missing that feeling, because Carnatic, Hindustani, I know that. Yeah, rhythm wise, I play everything. Tat dit tak jina tak dom, dit tak jina tak dom. I do all these things. But to get the feel, you have to live with them. You have to breathe. You have to eat. You have to listen. So it needs to come in your body. Like when they're playing music, so it needs to come into the groove. You know, they say the groovy part. Like when you listen more, when you start living, then you know the culture, you know how to talk with them, you understand the phrases, you know their food habits. It's the same way music is also like that. You have to live with the musicians, and it's so amazing to live with the John Wubenhorst and Eric and Jason. So always you're learning, and then this is a great thing. I mean, to say Facing East itself, when you listen to the music, you'll know it. So basically, you don't just see to Carnatic or Hindustani, but it's an influence of all the world music is coming into that. So, and that's awesome. And then I'm pretty happy that I'm fortunate that I have met all these musicians.